I'm Catherine Hester.
And I'm Kevin.
Hester. We, as Mike said, thank you for having us back here for the encore presentation of Million Cups. Kevin and I purchased an existing business called Teller Wines, which is a small boutique wine shop in Lewis, Delaware, 2.5 years ago. And it's been a wild ride, right? So neither of us have a retail background. I'm an attorney, or I like to say I'm a recovering attorney. Kevin was in the IT business for 35 years. We moved down here full time because we love Lewis and the beach in 2011, and we were also customers of Teller way back when, 10 years ago. So when the opportunity arose that we were able to buy this business, we jumped on it. And so this is, in the last 2 years, we have been voted best wine shop downstate, and we have expanded our customer base by continuing to do our Saturday tastings, which is the left square on the top there on the website, 3 to 6 every Saturday, all year round. It's like a big block party. You know, in the summertime, we have the visitors. During the year, we have our neighbors and friends, and it is like a big block party because our mission is boutique. So a lot of you who may not know what boutique means, okay, so obviously we're not Atlantic Liquors, we're not Outlet, we're not Cape, we're not any of those big box stores. We are not only a small mom and pop shop, our mission is to deliver the highest quality to value wines on the market. So we import from around the world, 6 continents. The only continent that doesn't have wine is Antarctica, right? So 6 continents, we have wines from South Africa, from Australia, from New Zealand, you name it, all right? So people come in and they're like, okay, no offense to the Bud Light group, you know, we don't carry Bud Light. We also don't carry any wines with a kangaroo or bare feet on it or anything like that, because this is what we like to tell people, right? So it's to inform. We like to inform and share our passion for wines. Kevin and I have traveled across 6 continents drinking wines. That was our anecdotal retail experience, right? We have drunk a lot of wine in our lives, and before we bought the store, and we'd like to tell people, you know, instead of buying a $6.99, $7.99 bottle of the mass-produced stuff with the kangaroo on the label, for $1 more, I can show you a fantastic Argentinian organic Malbec, right? So we're trying to tell people and show people, and our customers love the fact that we have such good wines for a value, you know, at a value price. And a good wine doesn't have to be expensive. Our mantra is, a good wine is what you like. So anyway, so gonna let Kevin talk about what we've done as far as with the expo, that check right there on the 3rd block there. Done for the community.
Yeah, one of the big things that we've tried to do with the store is to give back to the community, just to make sure that, you know, we're taking care of the community because they take care of us. They come to our shop, they buy their wines there, they support us, so we like to give back and support the community. And we do that by donations, and it's a wide range of donations. I mean, we give some people that have, or the smaller organizations like some of the churches we support and things like that, they have a silent auction or some function like that. So we do a gift basket or a gift card or something like that as a donation. Then annually we have our expo, which is we get together 10 of our distributors, each pouring 8 to 10 wines. So there's like 100 wines that you can come and taste, and it's a ticketed event, and we give the proceeds to a charity. The first year, we've done it for the past 2 years that we've owned it. The first year, we supported the culinary school at the food bank. Not a lot of people know that that exists, but the food bank does run a culinary school, and we donated enough that we paid for one student to complete the program, the tuition. The second year, this past year, we supported the Lewis Public Library. So that's the type of thing we're about. We're trying to give back and support these local businesses, these local charities. And in trying to get the word out, we have our website. We're very big in social media. Catherine does a lot of postings in Facebook, and yes, please like us on Facebook. Anyway, and she also writes a blog for the Rehoboth Foodie. I don't know if you're familiar with that. RehobothFoodie.com has a section called Chasing the Grape, and that is mostly Catherine's work there. So she's got every month or so she does an article for them. So
I'm going to take you briefly through our store. What distinguishes us, other than the fact that we carry boutique wines, is, you know, if you go into the big box stores, you might be overwhelmed because you'll have, you know, an Italian section and a Washington State section, a California section. We have what we call flavor profiles. So we have 9 flavor profiles of wines because our belief is people know what they want. You know what you like. You know what you like. Some people only like the lighter whites. Some people like really big, heavy, bolder Cabernet Sauvignon. So our 9 flavor profiles, we have 3 whites, 3 reds, and 3 specialty sections. And these cards and these note cards, we have about, 2,000 SKUs. We have about 2,000 to 2,200 different wines in our store. Each one has a tasting note that tells you the grape, the country it's from, and a little bit about what you can expect from the flavors. So the Evodia is a Garnacha. Garnacha is a grape that's grown in Spain, and it's in our hot and jammy section. Hot means it has higher alcohol content, and jammy means it's more fruit forward. It has a lot of plums, black currants, and that kind of flavors. So while these tasting cards educate the consumers when they're coming in and they may not know what they want, or they want to expand their flavors in the same flavor profile, instead of buying a $9.99 hot and jammy Evodia, which they love, which is one of our top sellers, next time they come in, they might say, you know, my mother or my sister had this, and she really likes it. But, you know, for her birthday, I want a better bottle. Can you recommend something in the $20, $25 range? So we know what their flavor preference is, so then we can go ahead and introduce another wine at a higher price point to that customer. So it's really customized. What we do in our store is very customized. A lot of our inventory is based on customer demand. So Delaware is a very small state, so if it's legally imported and distributed in Delaware, we can carry it. So we have friends, or customers from all the surrounding states, DC, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, you know, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, all up and down the East Coast. And if they can't find a wine, or they've had a wine in North Carolina that they like, they'll come to our store and they'll say, do you have this? And we can look it up in our book, and if it's legally imported into Delaware, we can order it for them. So in that way, we're also very customized and specialized. And so we are very customer-centric as well in that sense. So that's what distinguishes us for the flavor profiles. And let's see. We, of course, do gift baskets and gift certificates. And we're also an authorized dealer of the Big Green Egg, which is a terrific $900 ceramic grill smoker that is just fabulous. We smoked a couple of turkeys on there the last 2 years. It was really good. Okay, let me just take you real quick through. One of the other things that we have is we have a Teller 12, which is a mixed case every month that we pre-select, 6 reds and 6 whites. And it's pre-packaged to go, and we guarantee that it's at least 16% off the regular retail price. What that does, and our customers love, is they can try a different 6 whites and 6 reds every month. On a rotating basis, we pick a lot of different wines, and it's always the same price, $129. So it's just convenient. People come in and say, I want the October Teller 12, and they know they're going to get a good selection of wines. All right, let me just take you real quick to, oh, and of course, Del Tech. Kevin talked about community support. Del Tech's been fantastic, a fantastic partner. We have continued to be the reception sponsor at the annual gala, Starry Night in April, and we will again be helping out at the fashion show coming up in a couple of weeks. So, you know, community, like Kevin said, without the community, we can't do what we do. So we are always trying to find ways to help and support the community because the community supports us. And the other thing that, let me just get on here real quick. The RehobothFoodie.com. This, I will end with this because this is worth, okay, if you go on RehobothFoodie.com and go to reviews and go to Chasing the Grape, where is it? There it is. So this is my online column that I write for our website, as well as Bob Yesbeck, who has just been a terrific partner, because this is another way that we help educate the public about wines. You know, you don't have to be intimidated about wines. Not everybody likes a Chateauneuf du Pape. You know, you can, like I said, you can drink a $9.99 bottle of Avodia and people love it. So this is my, I believe, the 30th article I've written. The most recent one is entitled From Milton to Mendoza. And I wrote about the Sposato family. You all know the Sposato Landscaping Company. So Karen and Tony are another mom and pop like us, except they've been in business for 23 years and have this fabulous, successful landscaping irrigation company here in Sussex County. They went ahead and went to Argentina and bought some 250 acres of land and started growing grapes. They hired vintners, they hired farmers, winemakers, and now they have 5 releases. And so I wrote about them. And so this is the October 11th article. The one before that was Wine Royalty, talking about another wine in the Garden of Eden, was about ice ciders. Again, we try to support the small, sustainably grown family vineyards. All right, so that's why we don't do the yellowtail. I just wanted to show you real quick. This is why I love what we do. So Roses Are Red is an article I wrote back in June. And of course, people on the Rehoboth Foodie site can comment. Right, so you click on review. And Roses Are Red is an article I wrote about rosés. All right, so after the rosé article, here's the article, people write in. And I literally cried at the first one. Bill and Jen said, your wine articles have become our Bible of what to drink. Everything you write about, we have bought, and we love everything. You and the foodie are a good match, and we appreciate your knowledge and suggestions. So that is why we do what we do, right? That just makes me cry. I mean, like, it's so gratifying to do something that you love and have people acknowledge it. So thank you.
I wanted to comment on the operations side of the business since Kevin started out with a group like Open for Business, and actually I'd like him to tell a little bit about the background of getting the funding, etc., that he went through, because it ranges from business planning to actually implementation.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, yeah. When we first started looking at the business, we started working with the SBA and a few other places like that. We attended I forget what it's called there, the small business.
Score? Was
not,
it
not Score.
SBA? You actually prepared. Yeah, the third, the Open for Business was
the Open for Business, yeah.
It's when we all met over here
exactly,
and had all the support around this room.
And that is a fantastic way to start off. They get all the resources in one room, and it's very helpful. And without them, we wouldn't have been able to do this. But they helped guide us through doing the business plan, and we've worked back and forth with these resources, getting the business plan together, approaching the banks, going through that. It did take us approximately a year to get through the entire process. So don't give up hope. It's not easy, but it's well worth it, And we did finally go to settlement, bought the business, and been loving it ever since.
Well, I'm glad that we could actually have you as an example of us working with the SBA and Bill in particular.
Right.
And Bill's still with the SBA, and he still meets at the airport now in the operations center, I believe, emergency operations center for the Open for Business. And we always like to give them a plug for the work that they do, a lot of times behind the scenes, that actually help entrepreneurs actually deliver their own expectation and vision. How about any more questions of Teller?
Oh, you guys, this is awesome. It was great. Thank you. Did you guys come up with those little phrases for the wine, or did you borrow them from somewhere?
It's a combination. We look up and we research the tasting notes on that wine's website or the winemaker's notes. Sometimes we just lift it from their website. Sometimes we actually go in and actually research. So, yeah, so one of our staff, that's his job. We have, by the way, 3 part-time staff. So Kevin is pretty much the owner-operator. He's on site pretty much 24/7.
I thought it was clever that hot meant higher alcohol.
Yes. So that
it's true. I mean, that is, you feel it. I mean, it's the wines that you feel going down.
most of them are around, 12.5, 13%. The hot and jammy ones, we have one Zinfandel. It's called Two Vintners. It's got 17.2% alcohol, but you don't taste it. You might feel it, but you don't taste it. That's the new one. You're going to need 2 million cups of coffee to offset that, but that's the finesse of the winemaker. You don't taste the alcohol, but it's just so good.
Where were they hiding that kind of wine when I was a kid?
Yeah. They
That would have been great on a date.
Moonshine right now.
Question for you. It sounds like it's with your organization and put together, it sounds like it's a sort of a upscale operation, and I'm going to add the question. It's what it sounded like to me, and maybe you want to put a contest to that, is do you do box wines?
We do. We have 3 high-end box. Okay, let me start from here. When we took over for Steve, we didn't realize that Delaware law mandates that you cannot just sell wine, so we have to carry spirits and craft beers. But in keeping with our mission, which is small boutique, sustainably grown, small family vineyard produced wines, limited production wines, we also carry small craft beer, a selection of all the locals, 16 Mile, Dogfish Head, Maspillion, Evo, because we're trying to support the local community here. And also our spirits, we just had a single malt tasting and cigar event on Sunday, this past Sunday night. We had 10, 12 guys and gals come and taste single malt scotches. So yes, we have very small artisanal, really great stuff. But to answer your question, we also have 3 or 4 different types of 1.5 liter bottles that are a little bit better than your regular jug wines. And we also do have box wines. We have the Petite, which is a fantastic Chenin Blanc from France. We have the Malbec, the Mape Malbec. We also have a Bordeaux that comes in a really beautiful wooden box. And it retails for $39.99, but it's like divided by 4, and it's $10 a bottle. So it's higher quality, but as I said, you'll see from the Evodia, our lowest price wine is $7.99. Goes all the way up to the Dometic. We have the Opus One. By the way, we're the only retail store in Delaware that gets in, not in Delaware, I'm sorry, southern Delaware, or from Kent County down. Delaware's not that big. 2/3 of the state. We're the only retail store that is allotted certain specific low allocation wines, like the Opus One. We only get 6 bottles a year. That's it. 6 bottles a year, and because they're not going to sell that to R&L or some of the other, big box stuff, right? So yeah. Good.
Are you familiar with Chicks for Charity?
Yes, and we always donate.
Okay, I didn't know if you thought about doing something similar to that with wine tasting once a month consistently to give to the community. I know you talked about giving back to the community.
Right. What we do is we donate a bottle of wine to their dinner once a month for their raffle.
Okay, great. Wonderful.
And all the other vendors that have communities, sorry, where is it about us? All the other nonprofits that come asking us for donations. So for example, Autism Delaware, we did a tasting at the Blue Jeans Ball. BB Medical Foundation, we always give them a $250 basket that they can raffle off at their art auctions that have yielded, thousands of dollars in bids. Everything from a gift card to the Boys and Girls Club to, Chicks for Charity right there, Cape Henlopen High School, if they want, a gift card, they'll come in and they know they can count on us. We also supply the wines for, is it Possum Players? Right here in Georgetown. So he comes in and he buys, and recently he said that he came in and he said they had gone to somebody else.
Right, they had an event where someone donated the wines for it, and a lot of the customers were not happy. It was a lesser wine that was donated, and the customers there were like, "Where's the stuff you usually have?" And they buy it from us. So.
And we give them a good discount. I mean,
Right,
obviously
a
for
business
all the.
discount.
And so, as this gentleman said, we don't advertise. We don't have an advertising budget. We're so small. We're just a mom and pop. But word of mouth is really what has enabled us to continue and to grow for the last 2.5 years. So just to give you an example, when we took over, the previous owner had a Facebook page, and I think he had 67 likes. So without doing the sponsor page, without paying for anything, we now have almost 500 likes. And that's just organic, grassroots. That's from people who love us, who have been to our store. It's not just all his family either. It's just real people.
Catherine, does that answer the final question we're going to ask of you too? What else can we do for you? What can we do for television?
Well, continue, to refer people to us, and we are just, word of mouth. We're small. Most people don't even know where we are. That's what we found out. We just did the gala, Terry Campus Gala, so we support both campuses of, Stanton hasn't asked us, but Terry and Owens, we do the gala there, and we support them. And people are always like, well, where are you? I'm like, well, on the way into town to Lewis. People just, go right past us. We're right by the railroad tracks. We're a mile outside of town on Savannah Road. And so, yeah, for events like this have definitely helped us. But, once you're in our store, and we're a hand sell store, so that means we treat every customer with respect and 100% of our attention. What we love is people come in and say, I'm having pork chops with apricot glaze tonight for dinner. Get me a bottle of wine. That's the kind of customer we have, and we grow those customers, and they'll come in, and their children from out of town will come in, and their grandkids will come in, and it's like a big family block party.